Hey there, Dave.
Hey, Dave, what's up?
Not much. How you doing? We're in July now. Oh man, can
Well,
you believe it?
we're almost in August, Dave.
It's true. Oh my gosh.
You say we're into July like it's the first week, and we're literally got a week left, man.
It's crazy. I mean, I'm sure for you, it's just like you're past the halfway point on your summer vacation.
Yeah, as a teacher, this gets kind of hard when August starts to creep up, and different for every teacher, of course. But it's hard for me because I've yet to get that excavator in the ground to start my cabin, which I thought I would do it in July. It looks like it's going to be the first week in August. So, I'm not too far off of what I was hoping, but yeah, it's going by fast, and it'll continue to go fast because it always does. And back to work for me, and school is just around the corner.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, it's been a busy one over here too. Life happens, but yeah, it's
Yeah.
not too bad. Trees are good for the most part. A couple casualties, nothing too crazy, but haven't worked as much on the trees as I would like to. But it's a long game hobby, right? We'll get to it eventually.
Right. We'll get to it eventually. And I've said in the past too, sometimes we just got to let our trees grow and just, let them go. Just let them beef up. Of course, there's some trees you do that and you can find some errors you might have to correct later or something, but it'd be nice. It'd be nice if we just, have some good trees and have them stick around.
Exactly. Oh, looks like we got Marisol in the chat. How's it going?
Hey, Marisol. Hello.
Oh,
From Frostbite Bonsai. Yeah, that's good to see. Yeah, I just got a text from Tom too. I don't know if Tom. Let me see what's going on with Tom.
Clip and grow bonsai for seniors, Tom.
Yeah, he's calling me right now.
Oh wow.
Hello.
Oh, putting him on the spot.
I'm putting him on the spot. Tom, is
How
it?
you doing? Merry Christmas. It's July 25th, Christmas Day.
Christmas Day. I'm broadcasting live right now, right, Tom?
I'm in the basement and the dogs are barking.
Oh my gosh. Dogs are barking. Well, how are you doing, good sir, on Christmas in July?
Good. How about yourself?
I'm doing okay. Talking to my good friend Dave, and we got a guest coming up here in a little bit.
Hey Tom, how's it going?
You guys are doing good.
And we're doing great. Hello from Dave. I don't know if you heard that. Dave Harding says hi.
Hey there. How's it going, Tom?
Good, Dave. How you doing?
I'm doing good. Trees are alive. How are your trees doing over there in Chicago?
And so far, so good. I tried a new one. I don't know if it's going to live, but we'll try it out. But the other ones are so far so good.
That's good. That's good. Have you had any major issues this summer with trees, Tom?
Oh yeah, a lot of damage.
Yeah.
The cats, the squirrels knocked them over. I found 3 dead because I didn't see them. I'm wondering where everything's at, and they're just gone. And then I look, and they're all dried out.
Oh no.
One I saved, but a couple of the other ones didn't make it.
Oh my gosh. Well, how long can you stick around, Tom? Are you here for a little while?
Yeah, I'm in the basement.
All right. I'm gonna talk. We're gonna talk with Corbin. We're gonna invite Corbin on because I know he's got to get going in a little bit. So, Dave, we're gonna get Corbin on here then, and we'll talk to you more in a little bit, Tom. So I'll just keep you on speakerphone so you can hear and everything. All right?
Oh no, I'll put up my computer right now, and then I'll hang up, and then this way here we can talk later.
All right, sounds good, Tom. All right, thanks for calling, buddy.
Okay, bye.
All right, bye-bye. All right.
Well,
awesome. Our good friend from Grow and Clip Bonsai from Senior out of Chicago, the one and only Tom. Good to have him call. Let's get our guest going before he has to scoot, and we'll talk about bonsai in the heart of the country in Iowa. So
good.
We've got with us Corbin. Corbin, is it Schempp? Am I saying that right?
Schempp.
You say it with a hard
Schempp, like the Stooges.
Oh, Schempp?
Schempp. Oh, yeah. I got SCH for Schempp. All right. Corbin Schempp. Well, welcome, Corbin. You're down in Iowa with Jackalope Bonsai. So why don't you give us the fantastical introduction? Who are you and what are you all about? I know I've seen you at a couple of Minnesota Bonsai Society auctions, so we know of each other. But, what are you all about there with Jackalope Bonsai. What's that all about?
Yeah. So, I'm gonna be 62 this fall, and so I for probably 35, 40 years. Um, and anyway, as you well know, bonsai, you end up with a lot of trees in 40 years.
You
And
do.
so, so I decided just to go ahead and open up my own little business, and most of my stuff is collected. I do have, the typical procumbens nana and a lot of shimpaku. I've started field growing shimpaku, oh, probably 3 years ago. I've found a source in North Carolina that he was going out of business, and he had quite a few shimpaku growing in the ground, and so I procured a lot of those. And
Very nice.
yeah, and but I've got a little bit of everything. I got a ton of tridents. I got a lot of amures. You know, Siberian elm, American elm, crabapple cherry, about everything. Ton
Yeah.
of tamarack,
Yeah.
and but so I offer pots, a lot of soil. I've got a couple dump trucks full of red pumice, black pumice, and white.
Okay.
And so anyway, but so I've got close to 400 trees, and as you guys well know, that keeps me jumping. Um, I've got
Yeah.
450 acres here in Decorah, Northeast Iowa, and so that keeps me busy as well. But
Did you say
yeah,
400? Did you say 450?
yes,
Wow.
yeah. And so I live in the bluff country here,
Yeah.
in the driftless region.
Yeah.
Um, our farm is comprised. I've only got 24 acres of tillable ground out of 450.
Oh, really?
And so,
Okay.
yeah, most of it's bluff country, a lot of eastern red cedar, hardwood, of course. And so I do some collecting here on the bluffs, but generally, Andy Smith, I think you're familiar with him,
Yep.
Golden Arrow Bonsai.
Yeah.
Um, I go out there and go collecting with him. He's in Deadwood, South Dakota. And a couple of years ago, I had the good fortune of running into Ryan Neal while I was there. He was there getting some trees from Andy. And so three of us went collecting, which
Yeah.
was an interesting experience. But
Can
yeah,
imagine.
so I try to do probably 15 or 20 collecting trips a year.
Oh, wow.
Um, yeah, well, I still work for the Forest Service. I have a degree in forestry and fish and wildlife management, which I got in Alaska.
Okay.
Uh, I, I was a commercial fisherman up there, and then worked for the Forest Service during the off season, and uh, consequently got to travel quite a bit up there and see some really cool stuff. And but they I was 42 and not married, and so I came back here and found a good Norwegian woman and married her. But
Good Norwegian woman. Way to
so
go, brother.
anyway, yeah, we were talking about some of the problems with trees here
Mhm.
earlier.
Yeah.
Um, a lot of my clients, I started doing some Japanese garden landscaping here last summer in town for some different clients. And, you know, some people wait until it's too late to help the tree
Yeah.
or the client. Um, yeah, and so luckily, some of my clients I have trained fairly well, and so I tell them, you've got $3,000-4,000 worth of trees here. Um, give me a call as soon as you notice anything.
Yeah.
And so several of them do. And, you know, a lot of times it's just Toya, which is natural for junipers in the summer about this time. And, but, you know, there are insect infestations and things like that that you can terminate. And so, yeah, and then the fungus this year, it's been extremely wet here.
Okay.
Yeah, and so the fungus I really try to stay ahead of. I've got a lot of collected ponderosas, Rocky Mountain juniper that are really susceptible to that. And so I get pretty aggressive with fungicide, especially early spring. And then about 2-3 weeks ago, I hit it hard again, and seems to keep it at bay or help.
Yeah, you're really trying to prevent rather than catch up to it. Is that what I'm hearing?
Yes, correct. And so I'm very diligent about fungicides, insecticides. I try to stay as organic as possible for a lot of different reasons, but I had brain cancer 2 or 3 years ago, and so I had a tumor bigger than a tennis ball removed from my front left lobe. And
oh my gosh.
yeah, and so I'm fully aware of the problems that come along with using some of that stuff. So when I use Daconil or Mancozeb, I glove up, I mask up, I protect myself, and then I keep the dogs out of tree area for at least a day. So I'm a firm believer in preventative care than going, oh no, what's going on? I got to catch up to this. And then the watering, I'm out here 4:35 every morning watering, not everything, but I check every tree. And in the first stage of the game, when I was into it with about 200 trees, I was kind of like, oh, I'll just go out and hose these down and rush off and go do something else. Well, the health of my trees showed, and I spend 2-3 hours every morning watering and checking. And
do you have is it all by hand or automatic at all, or
no, all by hand?
Wow.
Yeah. And I don't have an apprentice, but anyway, but like Dave Harding here was saying, and Dave from Minnesota, you try to keep up on trimming and keeping everything on a schedule as far as, okay, these larch are really elongating now. I got to get them back to 2 buds and this and that. Well, this year, I don't know. That's my larch table up there.
It looks pretty
completely overgrown.
Yeah.
It looks like a bog, but like you say, sometimes you got to let them go, and who cares? It'll beef the tree up, and you can find mistakes that you possibly made in the design in the first spot, or you can completely change the design because something else presents itself.
For sure.
The Shimpaku and things like that are not quite so forgiving, because if you do not keep up, insects will get in there and take over, and you get growth in areas that could go to other areas.
Yeah.
And so even my field grown Shimpakus, I try to get out and at least do a hard trim on them once a year.
Yeah.
And then if I see any shoots coming the places I remove them whenever.
Take them off.
But
yeah. So
and then I contend with a lot of deer too. So sometimes they make bonsai for me.
Yeah, they nibble the design that they think is best. So I want to backtrack a little sec here, since you have such. So I'd like to backtrack into your collecting. So you're saying you're doing about 20 trips a year. Give us some of your golden nuggets on what you've discovered in all those with Andy Smith or just in your own collecting. What are the things that you've learned when people want to go out and get some collected trees? What are some of the things they have to remember and keep in mind for collected?
Well, number one, of course, is the legality part, which I'm quite familiar with because of my contract work with the Forest Service. I do a lot of contract work in northern Michigan, northern Minnesota, Utah, Colorado, Wyoming, Montana, some in South Dakota. I've helped Andy a little bit there, but so legality of you cannot collect in Michigan except for private property.
Oh.
In Minnesota, you cannot collect except for private property. But when I have the good fortune to get a timber contract and they're going to just cut a road in with a bulldozer, I go ahead and flag that road off for them because that's part of my deal. And then I'll collect any trees that are worth collecting.
Okay.
And so a lot of times like that, especially in northern Minnesota or Michigan, I'll come back with for 100 tamarack and or white cedar. When I go out west, there are of course a lot of different trees to target out there. But some of the best advice I could give as far as collecting out there is to make sure to go get your tags.
Yeah.
Number one.
Yeah.
And then make sure where you're going, because a lot of that federal ground is pretty cut up out there, and you want to make sure that you're collecting on federal ground and not on private property, because ranchers and a lot of landowners out there are very protective and don't appreciate trespassers. And so, make sure where you're at.
Mm-hmm.
Number three, make sure it's something that you can collect that's going to live. So something growing out of a solid boulder. I'm sure we've all seen plenty of YouTube videos of somebody taking a angle grinder with a rock saw on it and cutting that chunk of rock out and then pulling the whole tree out. Well, it's not like that. And that's not an ethical method of collecting either. So just make sure that it's, in a place where you're not going to destroy the landscape or cut a hole in a rock to try to remove a tree.
Yeah.
It's probably not going to survive.
Yeah.
And some of these trees that look like you can collect, the root system's going to be running 8 to, I've had them run 20 feet away from the tree.
Wow.
down a crack in a rock. Well, then you're looking at building a box that's going to have to hold that whole root system, or 2 boxes, one for the tree and one for the other end, until you get the roots going in the box.
Yeah, exactly.
The other things are timing, the time of the year, or and people can go do this studying themselves online and either find the correct information or not, but because there's a lot of varying information on the internet. And but I like to do a lot of my collecting out, like tamarack. I mainly collect in the fall.
Okay.
I got to work with Nick Lenz a little bit before he passed, and he provided me a lot of information on tamarack and larch that's invaluable. You can collect them in the spring, but I find they don't recover as well, and you need to keep them really protected and really pay attention.
Okay.
The stuff out west, it's one of those deals. I've collected in July or August out there and had luck.
Huh.
I've collected in February, April, May, and had great luck. I've collected in October, late November, December, and had great luck. But you got to remember, when you bring a tree home that's freshly transplanted like that, the ambient temperature isn't so much what you need to care about when you get it home. But I keep them in a hoop house or my greenhouse that I don't let it drop below 38, 40 at the lowest.
Yeah.
But I have a heat mat under those transplanted trees, like any of the ponderosas, any of the RMJ, Rocky Mountain juniper, spruce, whatever it may be.
Sure.
A heat mat under the roots is essential for recovery through the winter. And so unless you collect that tree in the spring
Mm-hmm.
and are allowing it to be out in this nice weather that we have
Right.
all summer,
Yeah.
then it still needs protection in the winter, but probably not a heat mat, but mulch it in.
Yeah.
Almost all of my stuff I keep outside that has been developed in a pot for 2 to 3 years, except for some stuff that you have to keep in a cold frame. And I
Mm-hmm.
have a large heated that I don't let drop below 38, 40 hoop house, and then I have this polycarb. And so yeah, that's the little tidbits I can give you on collecting.
Sure.
And be safe. I've run into a lot of mountain lions.
Yeah.
2 years ago, I was collecting a big ponderosa that's over there, and was about on a ledge that was probably about 28 inches wide and 80-foot drop. And had dropped on off the edge of this mesa because I saw a nice ponderosa. Came around the corner of this ledge and thought I smelled something dead. And there was a dead antelope half eaten laying there. And I looked about 20 yards further, and there was a mountain lion sitting there watching me. So
Woo!
I backed away
Sure.
and came back the next morning and got the tree.
Wow.
Smart decision.
But
That's intense.
so yeah, another little tidbit that I can give on collecting, even seasoned people, you get that fever, and you get in the woods or the mountains or wherever it is you're collecting, the bog, then all of a sudden you're just like, oh my, you know, like a kid in a candy store. You want everything, and it's just wise to slow down a little bit, pay attention to what you're doing, and some stuff looks like it'd be great to collect, but hauling a 300-pound tamarack out of the bog is not for the weak.
Exactly.
Now, when you were saying earlier, you're like, sometimes you would come back with like 100 tamarack. What are you looking for when you're out there? Are you looking for mostly like older trees? Are you looking for pre-bonsai, a mix of both?
I pre-bonsai with bark. So something like the size of your thumb, if it has bark on it, I'll take it. And because you can develop that, doesn't matter if it's 2 or 3 feet tall. It takes about 3 years to develop a larch into that's absolutely gorgeous. And so I don't ignore those. Of the specimen larch or the larger ones, I absolutely take those, especially if they're going to get bulldozed, because I find tamarack to be extremely forgiving. It doesn't matter how big. And so basically I'll take about anything that I think is worth taking, not bean poles and stuff like that. I like last fall I found a really nice Kabiuchi tamarack, which is the triple trunk coming all out, and it's probably a little bit bigger than Foster's beer can at the base, and then it's just absolutely gorgeous. So every once in a while you get lucky and find something like that, but generally most of the stuff I find is pre-bonsai, to answer your question. And it takes a year to 3 years, and once you start developing it, I wish I would have brought a lot up to the Minnesota Bonsai auction,
Yeah.
because unfortunately my tables are full. I've sold a few tamarack this year, but so anyway, since I'm on live, anyone from the Minnesota Bonsai Society Club, 25% off any tamarack.
Oh, there you go.
There you go.
Yeah.
Any of my Minnesota
But
fans?
yeah, so pretty much from $20 on up. So
Well,
come
tell
on
you,
down.
Corbin, maybe I'll be the first one to sign up. I was talking to Dave offline, and I don't think you were on yet, but or maybe we did talk about this with you offline a little bit. I lost all my larch this year, so I might be in the market to get a 25% discount on a larch from you, because it's depressing that I don't have a larch in my collection right now.
Yeah, I know what you mean. I just they're one of my absolute favorite for bonsai. Um, their vitality, that chartreuse green softness.
Yeah.
And then of course the collected tamarack, even one the size of your thumb, I've probably got a dozen of them the size of my thumb or a little bit bigger, maybe a foot tall, but they have those purple cones in the spring and they're absolutely gorgeous. When you get a collected tamarack, uh, basically they'll start throwing purple cones by the time once they get that rough bark and they're bigger than your thumb,
Yeah.
you'll start getting purple cones, and just a little added bonus.
Well, if life slows down before the snow flies, maybe I should pop on down to Iowa, but we can talk about that offline.
No, yeah, absolutely. And, and the Shimpakus, I've got, probably 80, 90 of those, probably 50 trident maples, 25 or so emirs. So, and then a lot of miscellaneous stuff that you acquire through the years.
How do you?
I just started. You might be able to answer something for me though. Mountain. I collected mountain ash up in Minnesota, just because I thought it had a cool little trunk on it and stuff. I thought, man, there's a nice little pre-bonsai mountain ash,
Yeah.
and I haven't been able to get it to flower. My mountain ash that I have growing in the yard flower, but that one will not. And I just don't have much experience with the mountain ash.
Nor do I. I really couldn't help you with that. Dave, do you have any idea with mountain ash?
I'm not sure. I mean, my first thought is it in the same type of family as like a Forsythia, or anything that only grows the flowers off of young bud, or only off of a, if you really give it a lot of fertilizer, doing it that way, really pumping it with fertilizer, or
I'm it's called 777. It's a granular with micros, and the reason I use that on a lot of my stuff, I use BioGold also, but I get so many raccoons that come in here and deer and everything that really like that BioGold.
Yeah.
But so anyway, I fertilize that pretty liberally with that 777, and I tried letting it grow out to see if that would help. I've had it for 6 years now, and that didn't really do anything, and so I chopped it way back. It looked like it was going to flower for past 2 years, but then it just didn't. And so I don't know. I might be over fertilizing or maybe overthinking it.
Yeah.
I wonder,
It's one of those
is it an age thing where it
trees
has
that's
that?
frustrating.
Yeah.
Frustrating tree. What were we gonna ask, Dave?
Oh no, I was just gonna say, is it like a tree? I'm not super familiar with it, but is it one with they only flower after like 10, 15 years? Is it an age thing?
Well, yeah, and so that could be possible. Because this one here I collected 6 years ago, and I'd estimate it to be at least 10 or 12 years old. So yeah, I don't know. It could possibly be one of those trees that takes 20 years um, or so, because some crab apples, some cherries don't flower until they reach at least the 20-year age, you know.
Well,
I've had that experience with cherries before, actually.
well,
And so that could be some,
Yeah.
but yeah.
When you're out,
So
no, I was gonna say when you're out collecting, and I'm sure, how do you balance the uh, having bonsai as a hobby versus having it as a business as well? What bonsai do you have to like? Oh, this is one that I'm going to be keeping just for me.
you know, um, it's to be quite honest, it can be overwhelming at times, um, because sometimes you overextend yourself and put yourself in a position where uh, you come home from a collecting trip and you open up your van and the trailer and you've got 150 or 200 trees that absolutely need to be taken care of
now.
immediately.
Yeah.
And so quite frequently I put myself in that position where I'm up for, not only the 12 to 15-hour drive home, but then the next 2 or 3 days potting up trees pretty much nonstop. And I'm fortunate to have a couple of people that are um, really good at watering my trees while I'm away and making sure that uh, things get picked up if they get knocked off the ground and that type of thing. But I'm kind of in a bonsai desert here in Northeast Iowa. There are really only, one or two people in the area that have been familiar with bonsai for any amount of time, like 10 to 20-year period. And so finding somebody that can come in here and help me trim or work is uh, difficult. But I've learned how to manage my time, and with the watering schedule that I have, it's easy. I'm an early riser, so it's easy for me just to come out, have my coffee, and enjoy the day, and take care of that. And then anything that needs addressing as far as insect infestation or whatever that I notice can be addressed. And I ship on Mondays, and so that's a Sunday, Monday or busy day for me.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Primarily open Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and
And you do
then the
most of your
rest of the
business
weeks.
online, right? They just get to you by the website. Is that correct?
Yeah, yeah. Most of my business is either from Facebook, or because I have a site on Facebook also. Um, but yeah, my website I haven't updated in 2 or 3 years. And so basically, you just contact me, send me an email, tell me you're interested in a shimpaku, for example. Tell me how much you want to spend and what size, and I'll go and take a few pictures. I have probably, oh geez, over 400 bonsai pots too, all different sizes, colors, shapes.
Yeah.
I'm running low on wire. I have a ton of soil, except for akadama. And yeah, thanks to Dave, I have enough to get me through till fall. But yeah, so a little bit of everything. And then, I collect a lot of driftwood, red cedar driftwood here off the bluffs. My timber cruising and surveying that I do in the woods, I find a lot of artifacts like that Indian axe there. So I have a lot of Native American artifacts, logging camp artifacts, huge boulders, a lot of rose quartz, uh, a lot of minerals too. A lot of odds and ends. It's artifacts that I find in my travels.
Well, I'm
Well,
sure
you're-
you're going out for finding
Yeah.
all the collected trees. I'm sure you find some stuff out there. I'm sure little arrowheads, I assume, and stuff like that too.
Yeah, I find quite a few. And since we're touching on the legality of things, some of those artifacts you do not want to touch.
Yeah.
Other places, so make sure to check the regulations on where you're going, because the indigenous people uh, don't need to be messed with any more than they already have. So,
Yeah.
Very true.
Very
You know,
yeah.
one thing that I don't think we touched on at the beginning, and that unless I missed it, that how did you discover bonsai? Like, when did you maybe first hear of it, or like what's the origin story there for you?
Yeah. So, my mother's brother, my uncle, uh, had a degree in horticulture, and he was fascinated with the Japanese, Chinese, Oriental culture. And so early on, he gave me gosh, I can't remember the name, but anyway, it's a book about this thick and tiny little yellow book about bonsai. And then he gave me a little metal figurine of a Japanese prayer house thing. And anyway, so about a year later, I got of course, a Percummins Nana, and that was when I was 16. And I can't remember the girl's name, but anyway, that thing died. And so
We've all been there.
but I kept trying, and I would literally go out and dig things up in the woods or whatever, and had luck here and had luck there. But I've always had at least a dozen or more bonsai since I was 16. And whether I was serious about it during some of those years, probably not, but it was always there.
Yeah.
And I found it to be mentally calming and an easy way to distract myself from every day's BS, find a way just to be quiet and
Yeah.
zone out and create some art that somebody else might not enjoy, but I do. And I find that's the key to bonsai is find yourself, find your own design. Yeah, you need to stick to the books with some of this stuff, but like we say at the Minnesota Bonsai Society, it depends. and kind of like when you get older and you have to wear depends. But so I just say find your own path, take your time. Bonsai can be one of those things where you get caught up in the moment and try to blast through a bunch, and it usually doesn't work out so well. So,
Yeah.
but I just wish everybody luck and happiness with bonsai, and to have fun. Yeah, that's the main thing. Have fun.
That's awesome. Well, very cool. We can't thank you enough for taking some time out of your busy schedule with all that acreage and all those trees. And I do hope to get down to Decorah sooner rather than later, and we'll talk it up some more. Yeah.
Dave Harding, a pleasure to meet you, man.
It was a pleasure to meet you as well, and thank you so much for your time. I appreciate it all.
Hey, no worries. I'll take the time out for you guys anytime.
All
You
right,
guys
man.
have a great weekend. I'm going to run down and open my gate up.
We'll hope to connect with
Probably
you
30,
soon.
40 people.
All
Have a
right,
great
sir.
afternoon.
All right. Take care, man.
guys.
All right.
Yep.
Corbin Schempp, everyone, of Jackalope Bonsai. Huge chunk of land, a lot of trees, some nice trees in the ground right now with his Shimpaco, and he's got a lot of larch. And yes, check him out, jackalopebonsai.com. And yeah, I'd like to get down there. So I'm close enough to Decorah, Iowa. For me, that's about a 5-hour drive, I think, give or take. I haven't mapped it out or anything, but that's certainly an overnight maybe in his area and go see some trees. It'd be fantastic. Maybe I can get myself a good collected larch since mine all died, Dave. What do you think?
There you go. I think you should. You know, I recently just joined the Larch Club myself. There's not a whole lot that I've been able to find in my experience in the Pennsylvania area. So I just picked one up not too long ago that I'll probably be sharing on a video sometime soon. But yeah, I think you should get one.
Yeah, I'll have to figure that out. Of course, I have Bonsai Acres, and I have a little larch bog in my back corner of my yard. I mean, it's like I literally have, they're 30, 40, 50-foot larch, but I haven't found any seedlings, any young ones at all on my little chunk of heaven. So it's kind of weird. I haven't looked too intensely, to be honest, but I've not seen anything under 30 feet yet as far as a large tree. Pretty bizarre.
Okay. Interesting. Oh, so they're all big ones. You haven't found?
Yeah, I mean, and it's about a half a dozen big ones, and that's it. But I don't have like this sprawling, like where there's young little seedlings, and not that I've noticed. So I got to do a little bit more hardcore searching when I take my time up there, waiting for my excavator. I should go up there this week and take a peek, because now we've been very dry here in Minnesota for the last several weeks. Very little rain up there, so things are dry. My little chunk of large bog, if you could call it that, is probably pretty dry, and I can walk on it without having to have like rain boots or something. I think it'd be okay. But yeah, I should do some digging. I should check it out. But if not, Corbin Schempp, yeah, a nice little another place to get bonsai, and oddly enough, right in the middle of the country, Iowa. Who'd have thunk? And doing some things his way, and has a lot of experience, and that's super cool to have another connection in bonsai, right, Dave?
Exactly. It made me think. He said he went to about like 15 to 20 collecting trips a year. Have you done many collecting trips? Like the most I've ever done, my mom has a bit of land up in Pennsylvania here, and I've done a little collecting on her property. But,
yeah.
Have you done much collecting?
No, I have not. I've collected twice in my career. One of them was a friend who had a friend who had some property up north. We did larch collection, and that was my larch forest, which has now bit the dust, which was a huge loss. And then I collected with another friend of mine from Minnesota Bonsai Society some land that he knew about. So yeah, it's I'd like to do it again. I'd like to take my time and find, and up on my property I have larch all around me. I mean, I have larch bogs within a mile or two in every direction. I mean, there's larch bogs. So I mean, if I can find the owners of those land, see if they'll be able to free up 5 to 10 trees for me, if I ask nicely, maybe I can get some larch back in my collection if I can't find any in my own back 40. But yeah, and only 2 times.
Sounds like you need to knock on some doors for your neighbors and be like, "Hello, new friend.
Yeah. Hi, I'm your new neighbor, man. Can I collect some of your trees?"
I'll look at you like, "What?"
Yeah.
Oh man, jeez. So,
yeah. So anything else on your mind, Dave? Anything else you wanted to talk about? I don't know. I haven't been paying attention too much to the chit chat on the chat, but anything you wanted to cover before we wrap up here in about 15 minutes here? Stuff going on in the bonsai world, end of July.
Oh man, with my stuff, it's just mostly, it's like we were saying, going back and forth between letting it grow and clipping it. I've been my Chinese elms are the ones that I constantly need to be pruning. But
prolific growers, yeah.
It's been interesting because some of my trees that I have one Dawn redwood that I collected from seed that I think it was like 2022 or something, that I've been slowly acquiring cuttings from. And one thing that I really thought was really cool this year is some of the cuttings from the mother tree. Man, they're like taking off, and it's really cool to see the babies, if you will, start to grow into their own. And
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just been a lot of fun with bonsai this year.
Yeah, that's
So.
good. Yeah. I have to mention, Tom keeps telling me that I need to have a root cellar at Bonsai Acres. And Tom, could you do a little explaining on what your theories are on me having a root cellar? Now, of course, I made my first passive solar greenhouse a couple years back. I'd love to build another one up at Bonsai Acres. And I've seen some pretty high-end passive solar greenhouses made with the company that I looked at and I was working with, just with their program and some of their stuff that they've built. And they have some amazing structures. I mean, quite expensive, but they have like a canning section where they're canning the fruit that they make and fruits and vegetables from their greenhouses that are producing food year round because it doesn't go below freezing. And then down below they have a storage facility, kind of a root cellar, a storage for all those canned products and keeping everything cool. And it's all natural, right? Through thermal mass and the sun and circulating of air. But Tom, why do you want me to have a root cellar so bad? Is there something I'm missing out? I need I don't know if Tom, if you can hear me, Tom, if you're still there.
Yeah, give it a call.
but someone tell me, Wally, do you know what do I need a root cellar for? And yeah, shade cloth is a must. Wally, I think everywhere. I have shade cloth at Bonsai Acres, and all my trees are under the shade cloth. They don't get all shade all day, but they get some of the sun. Then when it moves over the shade cloth, it gets a little rest. And I think shade cloth, even in Minnesota, I think is pretty crucial for people to store all my rooty veggies and apples. Yeah, well, there you go. Here comes Tom on the old phone here again. Let's see what he's got to say.
Uh-oh.
Tom? Are you with me, Tom?
Yes, I am.
So I need a root cellar, Tom. What do I need a root cellar for again?
All your root vegetables, your apples, your potatoes, your sauerkraut. My aunt had a big one. And they dug it into the side of the hill.
Yep.
They put a roof on there they lined it with how do you call them? The cinder blocks.
Yeah.
And then they had a door to go in, and then they had a pre-door. They had a space so you walk in, so you don't let the hot air in, and go in there and open it up, and you can go in there and have your veggies in there and pull out whatever you want.
Yeah.
My cousin, on the hot days, we used to sneak in there and cool off.
Sneaking in the root cellar.
Sneak in the root cellar and cool off.
Yeah. Well, I tell you, I mean, I certainly, if I had.
Also, probably overwinter some of your trees in there. I mean, they ain't going to get no light. That's the only problem. Yeah,
they wouldn't get light, but for so many years, nobody gave light to cold frame trees. Now, pretty much everybody seems to do light. But it certainly would be something to investigate. And if I ever do make a cold frame again, maybe I'll have to make a little side room that's a little tiny cellar for all the fruits and veggies. I would like to grow some things on the property. I'd like to, I don't think I'll ever be 100% self-sustaining with my fruits and vegetables at Bonsai Acres, but I certainly would like to make a smaller footprint in the world, and I'm off grid as much as possible. And yeah, I'll have to look at that fruit cellar.
I wish I had the picture of it so I could show it to you, but man, that was nice. I mean, it looked like a house in the front.
Yeah.
It didn't have no window, just the door.
Yeah.
And it was painted red like a barn.
Mm-hmm.
And then just the roof, the slanted roofs.
Sure.
The flat ones. And it looked cool. And it was all in the ground, and they put all soil all around it, and they built it up high on the back of it and on the sides, and it kept that root cellar cool. It was nice.
We need cool weather, especially out there with Wally, 99 degrees with a heat index of 127. Tom, has it been hot in Chicago the last several weeks? Have you dealt with the heat out there?
About 97.
Yeah. Yeah.
Last Monday and Tuesday was like 64 and 59 in the evening.
Oh my gosh. Well, we've had quite a lot of 90s. We had a string of 4 or 5 or 6 days in a row, and like 90s isn't horrible, but at the same time with humidity and heat indexes and just when there's no relief, just hot. And I'm going to put out a video tonight that talks about some of my demise of my trees, and my porch area just outside my sliding glass window averages 105 actual degrees.
Oh, that's intense.
I found out one thing.
What's that?
this hot weather, I can get my seedlings to root. You know, when I take cuttings, they root for me.
Interesting. They like the heat, huh? All
They
right.
like the heat.
Interesting. That's hot, man. I think I've had some root burn, or I mean, I don't know. As I say, go ahead, Dave.
No, I was gonna say, Tom, do you have like a sun cloth out there, or shade cloth, I should say?
Cloth, Tom, at all?
Nothing.
Nothing. Yeah.
The ones that don't like the sun, like the afternoon sun, I just put them behind my dwarf Alberta spruce or under my boxwoods where I just get the morning sun, and that's it.
Yeah. And some of your trees are providing the actual shade. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, I think you can't speak enough to the importance of checking your trees, moving your trees, rotating your trees. Yeah, if some of them can be behind some of the bigger trees that can deal with the sun or the heat, yeah, it makes a big difference. I mean, even us as humans, you know, you walk on a hot day and you just step under a tree. It's amazing just how much relief you feel. So I'd imagine our trees in some areas have similar type, you know, feelings with having just a little shade from our other friendly little trees.
You know, my pelargonium, 05, which you kill.
I kill all the time.
That one is dormant. It's just got a couple leaves on there with the hot sun.
Yeah.
But the sarcocculon, that other one, is very hard for me to overwinter. But this is the second winter. It's doing great, where it's got morning and afternoon sun, and then shade from morning and evening sun and shade from the afternoon sun. It's doing good.
Tom, the one that you sent me, I don't recall if I sent you, but I got some flowers on it not too long ago. If I didn't send it to you, I'll have to send you some pictures of it.
Yeah, send some pictures. And
Will do.
then my tea tree that I thought was dead last year, it's starting to grow. So it's about maybe 6 inches tall. So maybe I'll have tea in a couple of years.
All right. All right. Tea. Bonsai tea for Tom and me.
Yeah, all I did is it's got to have like shade, you know, because they grow mainly in like a shady locations. So I just got it on my greenhouse, that big one that you've seen.
Yeah.
And then I just got, how would you call it? Old pizza tins and stuff that got the holes in there for pizza, and I put it on there and I get good shade from it.
Oh,
It works out good. Plus they get air from all four corners.
There you go. There's Wally again. I love it. Japanese maple leaf get leaf burned from only the heat. I have mine under 70% shade cloth, and they still are getting burned. Yeah, so I know that's what's happened to my Japanese maple, and my tridents have been acting similarly. Wally, do you have any trident maples very similar to trident? Yes or no? I actually defoliated my trident earlier this summer, and then the new leaves grew back, and then that's when the heat wave came and they were tender leaves, and then they started to fry again. Pretty crazy. There's also, let me see, they're also get it by wind and underwatering. Yeah, underwatering, of course, is always a risk. The wind, you know, we've had some wind. I think May in Minnesota was one of the windiest Mays on record, top 10 windiest Mays. So yeah, all these, you know, microclimate issues certainly keep us on our toes, don't they? Yes, tridents too in capital letters. They look awful. Yeah, mine is alive, and I've got new leaves, and it's been a tough year. That's all I can say. If y'all watch my video later, you can see some of my trees and what's left and where I came from just 2 years ago. It is pretty sad, but learning as we go, and I have learned a lot along the way, and you know, some of it is my fault, and some of it is, you know, Mother Nature, or just who knows, you know. And I like what Corbin had to say too. I'm starting to become a firm believer, everybody, in preventative spraying. Now I am trying to stay organic as much as I can, and I might have to get a few harsh chemicals down the road if I want to keep some of my more prized trees. And a lot of people do that when they spend a lot of time and money on some bigger stuff and more, you know, just stuff you really like. But preventative. Yeah, what's wrong with spraying once a month just to make sure that stuff stays at bay? Especially if it's organic, it's like spray away, as long as it doesn't harm my trees.
Tom, go ahead, Tom. What are you gonna say?
Go ahead, Tom.
You can also go to Arbical Organics, and you know, if you bring trees in the house, they got the pellets where they have the beneficial nematodes in them, and you just put them on top of your pot.
Yeah.
Depending on the size of the pot.
Right.
You water them in for 7 days. They'll go in there and eat any bug that's inside that soil, so you don't have to worry about bringing bugs into the house.
Yeah.
I mean, it worked for me last year.
That's nice.
Tom, what do you got on the bench these days? What are you working on? What's going on over there?
Like I tried a new Japanese Andromeda, so I'm trying that because at Home Depot everything's 50% off. Everything, the trees, the pines, everything. So I bought that. It was like $13 for 50% off.
I don't know the Japanese Andromeda. I'm looking that one up now. Okay, yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, so I'm just giving it a try. I never did it before. And then my crepe myrtles are doing good so far. And what else? And then I made out of styrofoam, because I'm trying to get the ivies to grow a nice trunk. So I made a styrofoam pot and put them in there, so it keeps the roots cold for me. The thickness of the pot is like an inch. It's just I just got it. It's just carved out and just a hole in there for drainage. And so far they're doing good for this whole year.
Very nice. Very nice.
Awesome.
And
Well,
then
okay. Go ahead.
Pepper plants, but the ones those tiny peppers that you can eat.
Yeah.
So my friend Roy wanted some for his shop, so I got 4 of them growing, and they're looking good.
I've never tried the peppers because peppers you can overwinter them and just bring them back the next year. I think you're onto something. I got to try that this year. Pepper bonsai.
Try it out.
Try it out. Well, cool, Tom. Thank you so much for joining us. Any other words of wisdom before we say goodbye?
Yeah, nothing cuts wood like ironwood.
And today we are sponsored by our friends at Ironwood. There you go. Well, Tom, it's a pleasure always to hear your voice, and can't wait to get through Chicago again and then come over and pay a visit. I hope you're up for that.
Well, I hope I get all the weeds pulled before you come.
Okay, we'll see. I'll keep you posted. I got to build a cabin first, but we'll see what's going on, Tom.
Take care.
All right, man. Thanks, Tom. We appreciate you.
Bye, Tom.
Good day.
All right.
Merry Christmas.
And Merry Christmas in July.
Merry Christmas in July.
Adios, Mr. Tom. What a man. What a man. Just the sweetest man on the planet. Glad he could bless our BYC today. We got 158. Dave, any final thoughts before we head out? Any questions, concerns, comments, criticisms?
I don't think so. I just gotta say I've been following your videos at Bonsai Acres, and you stay hydrated out there. I know you hurt yourself a little bit on the one video I saw. So your neck, you feeling okay now? How's that feeling now?
Came back and it healed up just fine. And yeah, I say it in my next video too, or the last one. I've said it again. I'm certainly keeping hydrated. I'm amazed at how much water I drink. There's some days I'm easily drinking a gallon a day. So, but I'm sweating up there a lot. It's been hot. But yeah, no, I'm being safe. I got my phone by me, as Tom has told me, keep your phone by you. And I'm up there alone, and stop leaning on ladders and all that good stuff. And so it's going good. It's super exciting. As always, I keep saying, I had my buddy Mark come up just for about 2-3 hours the other day, one of my partners from Triple Root Bonsai, and he was out there helping me weeded my garden with me, the fence area #1. And it's just so cool to have people up there, and I can't wait for more to join. And some trees in the ground, going to start wiring some things up this fall, and things are starting to take shape. He even asked me, when is the 3rd fence area going to go in? So, I won't be up to Corbin 400 trees anytime soon, but I have close to 200 in the ground. So, or 100, 150 in the ground. So maybe over 100 in the ground. So that's good.
And you guys have been keeping busy. I've been following you guys on Instagram over there with the Triple Root Bonsai. So
yeah, that's starting to take off. Some people are starting to find us, and small workshops, but intimate workshops, breweries, wineries, coffee shops. We even there's a chain of pizza places out in the upper Midwest. I don't know if people know about Pizza Luce, but we're going to go do a workshop at a Pizza Luce. So it's just going to be so fun, and we're having a good time. We're getting people intrigued about bonsai and trying to give them that message that, hey, we can all do this. And yeah, it's been hard, and I've lost trees. We all lose trees, but it's such a fun hobby. And like Corbin said, we can kind of escape and get away and have a little time with just some nature. And we're trying to spread the word that bonsai is achievable, and we're there to help them guide them into their introduction to the hobby. So we're loving it, having a good time.
Amazing. That's amazing. That's got to be cool seeing people. I'd imagine you get it fairly often, and people just be like introduced them for the very first time.
No, people find bonsai so intriguing and like it's so cool, right? But they think it's so hard. And when we have a workshop and the three of us, you know, we're having a good time, we're lighthearted, we're having fun, we give them attention, we tell them what we think we would do, what we've learned how to do, but then this is your art form, and go crazy, go wild, have fun, don't cut yourself in the process, and we're all happy.
Yeah, that's awesome. And I see Wally just said, I still got bald cypress seeds for you, Dave. You can plant them near your creek and have a huge trunks pretty quickly. Well, I can say Wally sent me some seeds last year, and I have easily 100 bald cypress seeds now. So,
oh my God,
some good material down there, Wally.
Well, thanks, Wally. I can't wait. And yeah, I still think, you guys, you know, in the future, Tom's going to be happy about this. We're going to have a floating bald cypress and a floating weeping willow tree in my waterway. When my water creation is made up at Bonsai Acres, there's going to be two floating or two platform areas where trees are going to be growing right in the pond. So it's going to be pretty fun.
That's amazing. And like Tom said, bonsai trees cheap. Just pull the seedlings from the cracks and sidewalks. That's how I started. I still do it every once in a while. Tom
knows how to save a dime or two.
There you go.
And nothing cuts wood like ironwood.
That's true. Hey, you know, I've been using the one that I won from your live expo, which I guess it's what, a year ago this month, right?
A year ago tomorrow.
Wow.
A year ago tomorrow, everybody. We did a 9 hour and 16-minute marathon a year ago tomorrow, the 26th of July.
I was just thinking this morning, I was like, man, I should go back and rewatch that because I think you still have it up on your live section over there.
Yeah, there was some live stuff on there. And then I reposted some of the interviews just on my channel. So you can go under my interview tab or interview. Yeah, it's in there somewhere. But yeah, so hopefully we can do that again someday. Maybe extend this hour to a few hours, get some more guests. And like I've said before, too, maybe broadcast live from Bonsai Acres, everybody.
There you go. Hey, I'm excited for it.
Yeah.
Well, I think we're about at an hour and 2 minutes. So I think unless you got anything else you want to chat about.
No, just, thanks everybody for the continued support up at Bonsai Acres. And I know it's become a big part of my channel. I had a lot of people ask me about my trees, and I don't do a lot of that on my channel anymore. But this one I'm releasing tonight will show you where I'm at, what's going on, why I've struggled a little bit, and why I think I've struggled, and just another part of the journey of bonsai. Things don't always go your way. Things die. Things thrive. You learn along the way. But yeah, still enjoying the process. And more than anything, I love the people of bonsai, and that's what's kept me not feeling bad and not sweating the small stuff, even though some of the trees have been a little bit bigger stuff.
Yeah. Hey, that's all part of life, though, right? Everything you said there, it's just life.
That's right, man. That's right.
Well, yeah, so it was great having Corbin on there, and everybody out there, if they want to have, want to recommend some people be on, or if they want to be on, just send myself or Dave at bonsaiacres@gmail.com, or mine at dreamingofbonsai@gmail.com. Let us know, who should we have on? Let us know.
Yeah, let us know, man. Appreciate it. Thanks for hosting today, Dave. Appreciate it.
Of course. So until next time, my friend, I will see you in August.
See you in August, everybody.
All right. Adios, everybody.
Peace.